What's up, guys? It's Aaron Benjamin here for another video. Today I'm actually here with a good friend of mine named Giancarlo Bodoni. Giancarlo is actually building his YouTube channel, so if you want, definitely check it out. It's called Giancarlo Bodoni, and he just won the No-Gi Worlds at Super Heavyweight as a brown belt, and I've been training with him for the last 2 or 3 months because he's been an instructor, a transient instructor at Bernardo Faria Academy. He actually teaches and trains with Lepri in Charlotte. And man, he's a monster. He's an absolute monster. I haven't had any guests on my channel, but Giancarlo has a gift for teaching. We have a very similar idea of how we teach and how we demonstrate techniques. And one of his favorite things to do is kill the half guard, specifically the knee shield. And I just did a whole segment on the low knee shield. So as contradicting as this video might be, I want Giancarlo to be the guy to show you how to kill that. Because man, when I roll as Giancarlo and put the knee shield, it's absolutely hopeless. So don't forget to check out his channel, and today he's going to show us a bunch of passes.
Oh, it's Aaron. Thanks so much.
Yes, man.
So guys, like Aaron said, one of my favorite ways to pass is passing the half guard. So I always like to get to half guard. And knee shield is one of the most common positions that we get into. So when we're on top half, like so, and I have my, when I have my knee inside especially too, it can be like even extra annoying when I have my knee inside the half guard instead of like having my knee up. Alright, so when I have my knee down like so, if Aaron has the knee shield like pointed towards my hip, right, so the low knee shield, it's a little bit different than when the guy has the high knee shield, right, because when the guy has the high knee shield, I like to face into his frame, okay, because it takes away the pressure, so I like to face into the frame when I want to start clearing it, right. When I have the low knee shield, okay, the more that I like face into it, like there's still pressure on my hip. So what I'm going to start doing here is the first one that I like to do, as he has the knee shield against my hip, he gives me a hard time for me to start getting close to him hugging the head, right? So I'm not going to be able to reach his head. So the first grip I'm going to make is going to be on the lapel, okay, close to the shoulder, okay, right on my partner's collarbone. And the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take advantage that his knees are both pointed down in the same direction, right? And I'm going to take this hand, I'm going to come just right here. So I'm going to come behind his top hamstring, okay, through his legs, and I'm going to control the pants, okay, in front of the quad right here above his knee. At the same time, I'm controlling the lapel. So when I control the lapel, I always want to make sure that I want to turn my palm facing up. So when I turn my palm facing up, helps me bring my elbow inside and makes my grip a little bit harder to break. Okay, makes my grip much stronger. So what I'm going to do here is I make my grip on the pants and I make my grip on the collar. Okay? Once I get here, what I'm going to start doing is I need to focus on putting my shoulder really heavy on my partner's thigh, close to his knee. At the same time that I do this, so a lot of people use this pass, but they don't emphasize enough the shoulder and the head positioning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on my toes, my knees are going to come off the ground, and I'm going to put my shoulder into his leg like so. At the same time, I'm going to put my head right beside his own head. So I'm going to come here on my toes, shoulder goes in, my head goes close to his head, a lot of pressure on his hips right now. As I start doing this, I can start to circle my foot, maintain the pressure on the shoulder on top of his thigh. Once I get past the legs here, I'm going to start walking back all the time, all the while I keep my toes on the mat pushing, okay, and my knees off the floor. Okay, so as I'm here, I bring this hand in, I control the collar, palm facing up, okay? I get on my toes. When I start to lift my knees off the ground, watch my shoulder, how it goes down, and my head goes right beside his head. And I turn. I put a lot of pressure on my partner's hips, right? So once I get here, stay tight, okay? And you don't have to rush the pass. This is a really strong position. So I control, keep all the same grips throughout the entire pass, keep my head close to his head, and I'm always focusing on my shoulder. So he unlocks the feet, right? I can circle this foot around, and look how I keep myself very low, but I'm driving into the mat, okay? Once I get his legs to extend, so once I get past his legs here, I'm gonna start to walk my hips back into his hips. So as I'm here, I walk my hips back. Okay, at this point now, I can let go and start looking to hold him on the side. A lot of times what happens though, is sometimes the guy, as I start passing that way, he starts to bring this leg in front, right? So as I'm here, I put my head down, I start passing, and this leg may come in front, okay? I like when the guy starts doing this because I connect it with another pass that I like, which is the folding pass. So as soon as the leg comes up and I'm here, kind of putting my weight on the guy, I just drop my knee. Okay, now he can't bring the leg back anymore. Okay, I have to make sure that I control his upper body from spinning underneath me, and I keep controlling the leg here. Okay, once I drop, okay, the hand that's controlling the back leg here, I'm gonna control his hips, okay, and then this hand here, I'm gonna look to hug his head, start to apply the pressure, and then start coming to the folding pass. Pinch his knee with my knees, start to apply some shoulder pressure, turn my knee into his hip, and then start coming to the mount. So the second one is, so my partner's like in the knee shield, but he starts to get really close. Okay, so I'm having a hard time finding the space, okay, to turn and like, you know, put pressure in. Okay, so what I'm gonna start doing is this hand here, I'm gonna come to his back, I'm gonna start to push him down. So I'm gonna create like a little base here. So I grab his gi material and I use the palm of my hand to push down. So I extend a little bit. As I do this, I can just base this hand on the floor, and I like to bring the leg that's in the half guard up. So I'm gonna bring the leg that's in the half guard, I'm gonna point my knee right into his stomach, okay? As soon as I do this, what I'm gonna start doing is, I wanna put my partner's shoulders, okay, flat on the floor. So I'm gonna start putting him this way. All the time, I keep all my weight into my knee, I start looking to put my fist on the floor and underhook, then I post my head right here on the floor next to his head, and I start to come back to the knee cut. And then from here, I just push and free my leg. So once again, he's here. What I need to do is, as he has the underhook and he's really tight, I'm gonna start to push him away, create a little bit of space, and this knee that's in the half guard, I'm gonna bring it up and point it right into his stomach. So I'm here, like so. Okay, so I point the knee right into his stomach. Okay, once I point the knee into the stomach, in order for me to clear the knee shield, his knees are pointed into me. So I need to start getting his knees to point up. So I'm gonna start to put him flat. All the while I keep all my weight. Notice that my toes are not on the floor. These toes, okay, the one that's in the half guard. My toes are not on the floor. If my toes were on the floor, I'd be sharing the weight with the mat. So I wanna make sure that all my weight's in my partner's stomach. It's really uncomfortable for him. From here, we can have a couple options. We can get the underhook. We can even come to a cross grip here, okay, and start to open the guy, keeping him flat, and then switch to a knee cut right here, okay? So one more time, we're here. Tight knee shield, I don't have space, okay, to start going for the first one. I'm gonna start to grab here, push, start putting my knee right into the stomach, get my partner flat. We can get an underhook, or we can start coming here, cross grip, thumb inside, or 4 fingers in, keep our partner flat, okay, and then we start to switch to the knee cut like so, free our foot, and pass the guard.
Man, guys, I've been training with Giancarlo, like I said, like 3 months. In my life, like almost 10 years of training, I tapped shoulder pressure one time. I think I was a white belt. And I was this close to tapping to his shoulder pressure the other day. I literally almost fainted. So, man, he's the real deal. And guys, definitely go check out his channel because you're missing out on some good content. He also just released an instructional with BJ Fanatics all about the close guard. He showed like 50 submissions. And like I said, I don't ever have guests on my channel, but I genuinely am a fan of his, and he's a really good teacher. So check it out, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Well, guys, thanks, Giancarlo.
Well, guys, thank you.